The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning and welcome to Guardian Radio AM. Today I am excited. This Friday I am excited because of the guest I have in studio. I've been trying to get him here for a while, inviting him to come here for a while. He's busy. He's a busy old man, right? He gives excuses and said, well, all you got to do is formally invite me. And I said, but I'm formally inviting you now. You tell me your schedule because you're a senior man to me. If you say I am available Friday will be the show. I said on the air the other day, Fridays open up, and he said, you know what? I am coming. Today we're going to talk music. Today we're going to talk tourism. Today we're going to talk government negotiations. Today we're going to talk about product some people call inferior. We're going to talk product which should be included in what I call Bahamiana, the Bahamian tourism product. And I'm going to talk a conversation on why it ain't working. Why it ain't working and why a certain set of people seem to be entitled or want to be entitled to our government money. And I'm going to talk about what it is to get to this compromise where we all can march forward and let the world mark our manners. This is a conversation we're going to have today because we're going to talk about why the musicians are not included formally into our tourism product. And is it a musicians issue or is it a government issue? No. Is it a people's issue or is it, in conclusion, the product? And if the product is weak, you can't expect to get any money. We're going to talk about that. We're going to give a narrative of that. But we're going to have this as a history lesson moving forward. I'm going to hear the good gentleman's explanation of his frustration. Then I can challenge him because I tend to see things differently. Of course, I have Aaron Green with me to have the intellectual aspects on this to challenge our guest. Our guest today is Freddie Munnings. Everybody know who Freddie Munnings. In fact, the street I live on is called Freddie Munnings Drive, right? Coincidence. It don't have no JI at the back of it. It has an SR. But the street I live on is called Freddie Munnings. Right? In fact, the whole neighborhood has Munnings on it, but that's a different story. Without further ado, I want to introduce my guest, who's very esteemed, because that's why I give that long preamble, that long introduction, because he's worthy of a great introduction, even though he's worthy of being challenged for his belief, right? Because he being head of some music industry and the musician unions, whatever which one he was belonging to for one point in time, for a while. But I said, man, you been treading water. Your legs got to be strong because you ain't moving. Because you've been treading water for at least 30, 40 years because you only move much. Without further ado, I welcome Freddie Munnings Jr.
Good morning, Brother Newry, and good morning, Sister Green, and good morning, Bahamas, and listeners throughout the world. It's truly my pleasure to be with you this morning. And yes, we have been trying to do this for some time, and I appreciate the fact that you have invited me on occasion. Unfortunately, on two of those occasions, I was scheduled to travel, which I shared with you, and I told you upon my return from London, I would be happy to join you, and so here I am. Thank you so very much for the opportunity. A snapshot overview of where we are, Brother Newry and Sister Green, is simply this. In the 1950s, and 60s, there was a very vibrant nightclub entertainment industry. And that era was called the golden era of entertainment in the Bahamas. There were about 50 to 60 nightclubs operating successfully in New Providence alone and throughout the other family of islands. As a matter of fact, my late father, Freddie Munnings Sr., of whom you referred earlier, that division is named after him, I think in the Fox Hill area. And people like Father Allen, people like the Bain brothers, Clarence Bain and Edgar Bain, who owned the Silver Slipper, and Felix Johnson, who owned the Zanzibar, and many, many others. There were a number of Greeks as well who were invested in the entertainment industry, and they had nightclubs literally all over the island. Coincidentally, there were no nightclubs operating during that period, or very few, in the hotels themselves. Mainly because two reasons. Firstly, during that period of apartheid, black Bahamians were not welcome into the hotels, even into some of the theaters, like the Savoy Theater. If you were of a certain hue, you couldn't go into those places, other than as a domestic, or in some instances, they did have bands, but the bands were playing society music, big band music, like Sammy Dyer's band, and other bands, the Rudy Williams band, for example, Lou Adams band to some degree. I don't believe the Freddie Munnings Orchestra ever played in the hotels, because he told me he never worked in a hotel as an artist, as a professional artist. He always worked in the local nightclubs, like the Silver Slipper. I don't know if he worked at the Zanzibar, but then he opened his club in 1955. Cat and Phil, right on Nassau Street, right literally down the street from here, on the corner of Nassau Street and Ponciana Drive, where the Commonwealth Bank now sits. That was the site of the Cat and Phil. This was in 1955 when he purchased that property. What am I saying in a nutshell? The nightclub industry was pretty much without policy or law, reserved for over the hill and predominantly black Bahamians. In 1967, and prior to that also, I need to tell you this, the PLP, the fledgling PLP, which was formed, I think, in 1953, was not allowed to go into those white places either. The hotels, for example. There was places like the Bahamian Club where they had private gambling for certain people. So they held their rallies and their conventions over the hill in places like the Cat and Phil, and perhaps other places that were owned by us Bahamians. There was a Reinhardt Hotel where many of the meetings were held. What's his name? Oh boy, the name escapes me now. The Reinhardt Hotel, right
Walker.
on C.R. Walker. Absolutely. Thank you very much. And his lovely wife, Mabel Walker, who a school is named after. They held a number of the meetings there. That place has been demolished and just wiped off of the face of the earth. Their number known as the Workers' House. My point is, after 67, Brother Newry, and majority rule came into being, the next year they had a by-election. And you know where the rallies for the PLP was held? Somewhere on Paradise Island. So my dad said he contacted the late Sir Lyndon Pinling, and he said, hello, they were friends. Man, you holding your rally over here now. When you were in a position and didn't have no money, you came to us. How come you're going over the hill, across Paradise Island now, and spending our money in those foreign direct investors' places? He said, Freddie, the people want to go into the hotels. He said, that's a form of our liberation. He said, but you know what? You are destroying the over-the-hill businesses. You are taking the money from our communities and taking it over to the foreign direct investors. That was, in a way, the beginning of the end of the nightclub industry. And so what happened after that, the hoteliers realized, particularly the casino operators realized, that their guests were looking for the Bahamian experience. And you know where they looked for that? Over the hill. Into the over-the-hill properties, from Fox Hill in the east to the Oasis in the west. And all morning, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, you'll see them walking throughout the island, Miss Green, searching for that Bahamian experience, the drum beat, the banana boat, the conch shell, the Zanzibar, the Silver Slipper, the Cat and Phil, etc., etc., etc. They looked for it. They wanted it. And when the hoteliers realized that their guests in droves were leaving to look over the hill. You know what they did? Attracted the prominent band leaders, the prominent bands that those guests were going to seek out. And they brought them into the hotels. And they established nightclubs into the hotels. They offered them more money. They offered them perks like free rooms. They offered them perks like 50% discount on the food and bring your gas and blah, blah, blah. And therefore, they literally destroyed the nightclub industry over the hill in the Bahamas. That's a snapshot. We could go into details, but I don't want to take up too much time just talk. I want you to do what you say you're going to do, grill me, because I want to respond to some of your concerns.
And I appreciate the history lesson. I wanted you to give a narrative so the Bahamian people,
brief narrative.
Yes, the Bahamian people who are listening can appreciate.
If you want more on that, Charles Strawn wrote a book that you could purchase that has that history.
Tell me the name. Let me write it down.
And the name escapes me right now.
That's
it was
all
a
right.
biographical sketch of his life.
I can search right now.
Right. Duke Errol, if he can call in and tell us the name, I think it would be worth reading.
The government, by extension Ministry of Tourism,
Yes, sir.
have made it possible for entrepreneurs to get grants and money and loan to pursue whatever they want to. You have made, and I see we're getting calls already, have made the claim that musicians are not included, that the government needs to put some policy in. And I put it to you that government already has policy in to empower anybody who wants to open up a business in the Bahamas. They can do that now. But for some reason, you continue to lobby saying more needs to be done.
Yes.
And I'm trying to say what exactly needs to be done, because the government said they're doing everything.
I'll tell you.
I'm sure they could do more. But the government saying, y'all have not even taken up the stuff we're giving y'all.
I wish you would point me to those opportunities
All
and
them
those
startup campaigns.
policies.
What Miss Roll name? What Miss Roll name? Who do the startup campaign thing? And
Well, you could speak to Miss Roll, and Miss Roll knows
Soon
me
to
quite
do.
well.
Yes.
Miss Samantha Roll.
Samantha
you're talking
Roll,
about.
yes.
Well, I sat with Samantha Roll. I sat with Miss Samantha Roll.
And she didn't give you the money?
Listen, I don't want her to give me anything. Implement the policies that we establish.
What
While
policies?
she sat on the National Development Committee, I sat on that committee. I had to fight them to put in that policy a clause, a pillar for culture and entertainment. You could speak to her directly and also speak to the former chairman, Dr. Nicola Roll, I think her name. You know who I'm talking about.
You mean Dr. Nicola Virgil Roll?
That is correct. I sat with them. I explained to them exactly what I'm going to explain to you.
Go ahead.
Yes, we know about the Hotel Encouragement Act, but what does that mean? You got to have a hotel to enjoy that.
No, man, you can do a standalone.
Man, okay. All right, so I want you
Go
to
ahead.
point me there
Go ahead.
before I leave here so I can know how to access it. I could tell you 2 years ago, I personally opened a nightclub in Coral Harbor. I personally met with Michael Halkitis. I personally requested whatever exemptions. I did not receive one red cent. And I wish the Honorable Minister would call in to
explain why your
explain why
establishment was not
no
eligible.
kind of support whatsoever.
So put that on the record.
That was on Coral Harbor.
And what you mean by exemption? I see you call. Back.
Exemptions.
What type of exemption you mean? You want it?
The same exemptions they give to Bahama to open. Let me give you the example. They just opened a nightclub called John Baptiste. I would be very curious to find out if they paid duties on the equipment that they brought in to open that establishment. We do not get the same courtesies, Mr. Newry, that the foreign direct investor gets. Yes, there may be some perks, and yes, they offer quite a bit to the Bay Street merchants. I don't own no property on Bay Street. I own some property and have access to property over the hill. I've asked them, I begged them, move those same concessions over the hill. Why can't we develop Wolf Road?
You're going broad. I want to know what type of concessions you
I
want.
just told you. Exemptions on duties of bringing in raw materials like sound equipment for musicians, like instruments, like furniture, like appliances, the same as they do for the foreign direct investors.
And you're saying
That's all
that
we're asking.
they're not doing that right
no,
now?
sir. No, at least not to me, unless they will single me out and say, Fred Munnings, you ain't getting nothing. I could bring you the proof. I just did it. And I had to do it. I did it because I wanted to put my money where my mouth is. I ain't gonna just run off at the mouth. I can do something to prove my point, and that's what I did. You could go right there. You were invited tonight. Come to the Spotlight Lounge, and I'll show you what we are doing.
Okay, we can talk about that. We have
That's
a caller
number one.
who
Number
wants
two.
to. No, let me pause there. Let's get this caller who been over for a while and call him back. Let me have the caller engage you, and then you go straight to number two.
course.
Go ahead, caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Freddie. This is Diana Hamilton. I just
Hi.
wanted to give you the name of the book by Errol Duke Strawn.
Oh, please
because
do.
It is worth mentioning.
And I
because
sitting
this
right here waiting to
gentleman
give him the
should
name
know.
of the
It's called
book.
This Is My Life,
Yes.
a Bahamian Rhapsody.
Yes. Excellent. Thank you so much, and
You're
I appreciate
welcome.
that.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Continue. Number two.
Let me go to number two. Recently, we signed a memorandum of understanding with the then PLP in opposition.
When you say we,
The
who is we?
Commonwealth of the Bahamas Trade Union Congress and the National Congress of Trade Unions and the Progressive Liberal Party, dated August the 25th, 2021.
And who you signing with?
The
PLP in opposition.
PLP in opposition.
Oh, you're
want me
signing
to
with
tell
the
you
opposition?
You want me to tell you the signatures?
No,
on
no,
it?
no. I just want to know who you signing with for,
Yes,
the narrative.
at that time.
For the-
At that time.
You signing with the opposition.
Yes, but let me give you the names that signed it.
No, no, no. That's not important.
That
You
is
signing it.
important?
No, no, no.
Okay.
Finish with it.
All right. Number one, the first one on it, that as a matter of public policy and where possible in statute, formal consultations with the parties will occur before the approval processes of the grant of permissions and concessions to foreign investors. That's number one in the memorandum. Number five in the memorandum. The parties agree to work toward a Cultural Heritage Act, an Entertainment Encouragement Act, as well as a National Pension Act. Now let's start there. Why can't we have, like you have a Hotel Encouragement Act, have an Entertainment Cultural Heritage Encouragement Act to encourage Bahamians principally and others to invest in the entertainment nightclub industry? That was what was agreed to. Article 5. You can have a copy of it. I think I sent you a copy of it.
Yes, and I want you to give some examples of this Musician Encouragement Act.
Let me
what
give you an
what you mean by that?
Let me tell you what I mean by that. Are you familiar with the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival?
I'm familiar with it.
One of the biggest festivals in the world. They have about 4.
It's a private festival. It's not government run. It's a private festival. Go ahead.
Mr. Newry,
I'm just saying it's a private festival.
Let me answer the question. Though. You asked me how.
I want to say if it's a private festival, so I can understand
I'm
it.
prefacing it so you understand what
Go
I'm
ahead.
trying to tell you.
Go ahead.
That organization, the foundation, which is a private foundation, partners with the city of New Orleans to do certain things. Among them is to put on a major festival like the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage at the state. They provide certain amenities and exemptions for them to put on such a festival. What we are asking our government to do is do a similar thing. For example,
How can you just make an announcement about that?
listen, man.
What festival? I'm just saying that announcement was made.
do
They
what?
have a whole organization.
To do what?
That they have.
You mean the Junkanoo Authority?
No, that's something separate. I'm
What
talking
are
about
you
Halkitis. I can have to Google it right now to sure it.
please do.
He announced that for festivals,
Yes.
that his ministry is going to finance anyone who want to do festivals.
Is that right?
Yeah,
but
but
then
let me-
tell
let me-
him go and look at the proposal that I submitted to the Honorable Prime Minister.
It might be the same proposal.
I see. Well, then, if that is the case, they should contact me at least and let me know that they are doing and considering it, right? What I am trying to get to you to say so. For example, if a Bahamian is interested in investing in the entertainment industry, he should be given certain incentives so to invest those dollars. For example, when I was in the United States several years ago, I did a production of a recording. The then policy of that particular, of the United States government was if you invest $1 in the recording industry, they will give you back $2 in write-offs in some of your taxes. We have suggested to this government, they are having a challenge, Ms. Green, of collecting their real property tax. Millions of dollars, I understand, are outstanding. If you say to a Bahamian investor, if you invest $100 into the nightclub industry so we could grow that sector over the hill and in the Family Island communities, you could then write off $2 of your real property tax. You invest $1, you write off $2. That means I'm giving you a 50% incentive to invest in this particular industry. That is an example as to how we can grow the industry, Brother Newry.
Let's talk about it. Incentive. But I want to ask a question going back to the document, to the
Yes, sir.
statement. Mr. Newry, you familiar with it? The one that you referenced earlier?
Yeah, I'm trying to get the exact.
Good stuff. Any reference to Kappas in it?
I'm not sure.
Any reference to the upcoming UB School of Music, Community School of Music?
I think it's the same people doing it. It's them
How
who.
come we haven't heard
University of
about
the
it?
Bahamas?
Yes, them who is part of the program.
Well, what I'm
It's
saying
such a
is
secret.
It becomes obvious when reading these statements. You could see exactly where they stand. How do you talk about an issue or a sector without identifying the elements in the sector and what's happening? Right, almost as if you have a focus and it's not the actual environment or the ecosystem.
That's correct.
And if the focus is extraction of taxes or revenue, right,
Yes.
then you only see the dollars. But you can't make sense of the people, in the environment. But
Like I said, this is the best and brightest of us who's heading this program now. Now, I appreciate your critique.
Can you
okay,
direct-
pause.
No.
It doesn't matter if it's the best or brightest of us. If the program is wrong, if the policy is wrong,
And
if the
now,
hold on.
now
if
you
the
know what the problem
platform
is.
rests
This is the best we
upon-
can do. This is the best of us.
Hold on, pause, just for a second.
This is the best of us.
You dare say that in the room with two creatives?
Be trying to say you all ain't do them yet. That's what I'm saying. You all ain't do it.
Have you included us in the process?
Best and brightest of us are in the
The
who are they?
pause, the best and brightest of you.
Not me. I ain't
No,
involved.
the best and brightest of you.
No, I'm
in
not
the
involved.
program.
I'm not involved.
You
I'm not-
endorsing them.
No.
Am I in the program?
Please point
They
me
don't
to-
want to include you.
But Mr.
Okay,
Newry, Mr. Newry,
They
point
reach
me
out.
to the program, please.
What the school is we just opening? The name of the school again?
You mean the creative thing on
Kappas.
Kappas. That's
Is that the one you're talking about?
this is hold on.
You want to discuss that?
Hold on. No. I'm just saying.
I'm saying, do you
hold
think we should discuss
on.
this? Let
I'm
me use the
saying
word.
that is revolutionary.
No,
man.
it's not.
Then we
No,
have.
it's not.
Hold on. Then we have.
Shush, it's
hold on.
not
No, hold on.
revolutionary. It's
Then we
not
have-
revolutionary.
Hold on. Have you ever done in Bahamas
You
yet?
embarrassing them people.
Mr.
You
Newry.
embarrassing them people. Don't
Is
do
it
that.
here
It's
in the
not
Bahamas?
revolutionary.
Say where it
and
is.
It's not revolutionary.
Mr.
that it's
Newry.
happening in
Please,
the
let's
Bahamas.
pause so we can go
Please.
back and forth. Tell me in the Bahamas, Aaron, where have we ever done it here so far? Where in the Bahamas are we talking about though? Go ahead.
Where have we
That
had
doesn't
training
make it
centers?
revolutionary.
You want me to name a few?
Yes, please.
You remember the Shirley Hall Bass? You remember the National School of Dance?
We've had.
You remember?
You say remember? I'm going to respond.
Yeah, go
We
ahead.
had the lady from the Shirley Horse Bass.
Paul
You remember her school?
Paul Bass. Yeah, she had the school. That's one who did the dance for.
Where is it now?
She gone. She's a foreigner.
Where's the school?
No,
She,
she's dead.
yeah, but she left
Where's
the
the
Bahamas.
school?
She left the Bahamas.
No, she died.
She left. Her daughter came. Her daughter came.
Not her daughter, her niece.
Whatever.
So you got to get your facts right. Mr.
I'm
Newry.
just saying that she came
No,
on the
you
show.
have to get your facts
That's
right.
semantics.
No,
My
it is
point
semantics.
is
You
the
are
woman.
spewing.
Okay, let's change
You
the wording.
have the responsibility
Let's change
to
the wording.
talk facts.
Let's change the wording. The lady who's related to her. See how I change it?
She's a niece.
Now we move on from that.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's my point.
So what has
The
happened to
lady-
that program?
That's why I'm trying to get there.
What has happened to Robert Bain?
I'm trying
and
to
the
get there.
National Dance?
Hold on,
The
gentlemen.
lady who is related to her
See, I didn't come here to
came
talk
on.
foolishness, you know.
The lady who's related to her came on.
I told you before I came
The
here, I'm not
lady-
talking foolishness.
The lady
talk
who-
facts.
Again, the lady who is related to her
Yes.
came on the show.
Yes.
She explained that that it just discontinued, and the lady moved on.
Who moved on? Shirley Hall Bass died.
no.
Go ahead. But even matter died. She's old.
Pause, gentlemen, pause. The guests that I had on my
You're
show
being very disrespectful,
came to
Mr.
talk
Newry.
about the work that's
Don't do that.
taking place.
Yeah, we moved that. I talk about her, the lady. What happened to her? Why isn't the school still open? Because she moved.
But the school still exists. Is what I'm saying to say
Where's
to
the-
you.
where's the school
There are
exist?
other people like Ms. Roberts and a number of those students.
Miss Roberts have Miss Bass
Oh,
school still
my-
open? That's what you're saying?
The school was still functioning, Mr. Newry.
Let's continue.
What happened to Mr. Robert Bain and the National Dance?
We went one national
Well,
dance.
that's another
school
one I'm
still.
asking you.
We have a national dance.
You
school
asked
still.
whether or not there were any institutions before. I'm giving you
Let's
facts.
go to the caller. Let's go, caller. Guardian Radio AM. I'm saying that some
You gotta stop
initiatives,
spewing foolishness
some
now.
initiatives that the government is instituting now are revolutionary.
is?
They're not revolutionary.
Which is?
Aaron saying that because there's a part of other places in the world.
Tell me where
that's
it
not
is.
right. That's-
Right?
that's
I'm
not
saying
Tell me
that
what it is.
These are brand
by
new in
inviting
the Bahamas.
by inviting
brand new in
international
the Bahamas
people to
either.
come into our country to
None
tell
of it's
us.
brand new. None of it's
None of it is
revolutionary.
new.
Nothing.
Like I said,
As a matter of
these
fact,
are
they're being
revolution.
duplicitous.
The orange economy.
Why could that not happen at the
orange
university in the Bahamas.
The orange economy that Mr. Halkidas is introducing. This is revolutionary.
He didn't introduce nothing.
We need to embrace
Halkidas
these
introduced
things
nothing.
and
Don't
use these
politicize it,
mechanisms.
Newry.
I'm just saying the name.
You're again skewing
if you put
incorrect information.
I'm saying that you need to embrace these mechanisms and run with it. These are mechanisms
Man,
here
listen,
that you can use now.
Mr. Newry.
Why aren't you using any of these mechanisms? That's what I'm asking. That's all that to get to know.
Are you going to let us answer?
Go ahead.
You are erroneous in a number of statements which you have made as a host of a international
and I asked
show.
you again.
And I'm proving to you that you're wrong.
And I'm asking you the question.
I asked you two questions. What has happened in dance school?
I
You
don't
don't know.
I don't know.
So then you need
But
to
let's go
shut
back.
up talking about nothing has been happening before.
My point is, we have entities here in the Bahamas now that you can use. You're not using them. Why?
Because
All of that to come to that.
those of us who I served on the Orange Economy Committee under the former government.
We're talking about this
People
government.
no, listen. Are you going to let me respond?
I'm trying to find
now?
out that they.
I'm giving you some information to
Mr.
answer
Mannix,
your question.
Mr. Mannix, let me respond to him.
Go ahead.
Campus is not open. The university.
So you're saying campus doesn't exist?
Am I speaking English to you, Mr.
No,
Newry?
I'm asking
I
you.
said campus is not open.
I'm asking-
It isn't
and
open.
I'm
Mr.
asking
Mannix to take
if
advantage
he
of
went-
it.
correct.
Did he go and
That's
approach
not what you asked.
campus?
And I'm
to
answering your
use-
question.
and
No,
Campus
I'm
is
right
not
here.
open.
I'm right here.
Mr.
I can
Mannix,
answer.
let me respond. Mr. Mannix, let me respond.
Can he go to campus?
It's not
and
open.
use it? Can he go there?
No.
Can he go and approach them?
No.
So he cannot approach them.
Second, the University of the Bahamas Community School of Music is not open yet. In fact, we don't.
can approach them now.
Respond. We don't know what it's going to look like. Thirdly, the university, the Dundas, they first of all they had to beg for assistance. It's still being
The
revitalized.
assistance is there.
That goes,
Can he
that
go
goes,
and use those?
Those elements have just been created, and they have not been.
And elements. That's what we are.
You could celebrate any foolishness.
You don't like
want to
celebrating
celebrate,
nothing.
Mr. Newry.
Let's go. This Guardian Radio AM, we going to a break.
And I'll write a song
That's
about
okay.
it.
We
Mr.
can
Mannix will
celebrate.
compose
We
it.
can celebrate.
Celebrate
We can
anything.
celebrate. We complain too much. Guardian Radio AM. We'll be right back.
Girl, brown skin girl, go home and mind, baby. Out on a date, don't make the same mistake. Give him no candy, go home and mind, baby. How you gonna wheel and turn me? How you gonna wheel and turn me? You make me want fall down, make me want fall down. How you just wheel and turn me? How you just wheel and turn me? Make me want fall down, shake up myself like tambourina.
Just sign in and have a seat, please. They'll call you in for your x-ray shortly.
That's why they call it a waiting room. You won't have that problem at 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor. We never schedule multiple appointments, so you'll be in and out in no time. And if your initial screening reveals a concern, our radiologist can conduct an alternative screening right then and there. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
Love the show? Want to give your support? Become a sponsor today. Call 302-230 Rates and Packages. That's 302-2300. Become a sponsor on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
This is how we do it.
Get ready to kick off the new school year with a bang. It's the Guardian Media Group and Rotary Club of South Ocean's Back to School Jamboree. Friday, August 29th in the parking lot of the Nassau Guardian in Oaksville, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Join us for a day of fun, games, and back-to-school excitement. We've got something for everyone, from bouncing castles and face painting to health screenings, hair grooming, and giveaways. Meet some of your favorite local businesses and get ready for the new school year with all the essentials. We'll have school supply vendors and local eateries with delicious treats. Don't miss out on the fun. The Guardian Club of South Ocean's Back to School Jamboree. Friday, August 29th at the Nassau Guardians parking lot, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's the perfect way to celebrate the end of summer and get excited for a great school year. See you here.
Brought to you by the Walking Clinic, Boss, Alive, FML, Asa H. Pritchard, Nassau Agencies, Original Parties, Caribbean Bottling Limited, Purity, Ari the Artist, Little Caesars, Marco's, Wendy's.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
No fake friends. No fake friends. No fake friends.
Welcome back to Guardian Radio AM. This is C.A. Newry. I've been arguing with Freddie Munnings for the past 20 minutes, maybe 15. I didn't get him to let him to talk. I'm going to let him talk,
That's true.
I'm noticing that when he talks, most of it is when you're treading water. You're making no movement. I am trying to say, Mr. Munnings, there is movement to be done. I need to find out what you're doing in order for, if this government's want to do things, for you to plug in. You want to give a history lesson and say, these are the things you can't see in moving, especially when so many things are being implemented to give you an opportunity to say, hey, man, Mr. Munnings, I want to see you shine. No, shh, I talk to Mr. Munnings.
I know you're talking to him, and he's looking at you.
We're talking to Mr. Munnings. Mr. Munnings will talk because I'm interviewing him back and forth with Mr. Munnings. You sit down. Go ahead, Mr. Munnings.
Oh, I can go. Give me the mic. Hang on. Mr. Munnings.
You are actually disrespecting your co-host, who is a creative.
She knows I'm a creative. I am a creative also. But I am the host.
So you are.
That's why I'm saying I'm speaking to you.
You say you were arguing. We were not arguing. I thought we were not arguing. We were having a discussion. That's point number one.
Yes.
Point number two, you asked me several questions, and you really didn't allow me to answer the questions, Mr. Newry. That's all I'm asking you to do. You made an erroneous statement that there were no institutions doing the things that you perceive, SAPAS or whatever that institution is scheduled to do. Mm-hmm. I asked you about two of them. One, Robert Bain's National Dance Company.
When was it?
Government spun. When?
Yeah, when was that?
Oh, for the last 20, maybe 30 years, Robert ran that program.
Okay.
It closed down, I believe, about 4 or 5 years ago when they started talking about this thing. That was initiated by the man who was working out of the Prime Minister's office. You see, you want me to get deep on this? This man, Ian Poitier, who was brought here by Obi Wilchcombe. I met with him several times on this particular subject, and I told him then that I did not agree in concept of what they're doing because there's no reason for it. Number one, that program should be channeled through the University of the Bahamas, where we have a performing arts division. That program could be easily channeled through there. Why do we have to create yet another program? And I understand they are looking to spend some $7 million to renovate a building that the government doesn't even own when we have right here the University of the Bahamas that can easily incorporate whatever Mr. Poitier believes he is doing. He's talking about aligning himself with some international agency so that when he trains his people, he could send them abroad. Well, why our people so that they could produce within the confines of the Bahamas and create opportunities for them to work here as opposed to trying to get some international organization to try to give them a job as a technician pulling wires in the United States of America.
Close Capital down.
Makes no sense to me at all. Yes, close it down.
Let's go to
Put it at the University of the Bahamas.
Let's go to the callers. Go ahead, caller. Guardian Radio here. Go ahead, caller. You're live.
I can on the radio, man. It's Sam Park.
Next caller there.
And he is right. We're not here to argue.
I'm not arguing.
Yes, you said you were arguing.
No, that's how
you said on air that you were arguing.
Emotive words.
But then you see, don't do that. You're a responsible radio host.
But I'm a radio host to do ratings and emotive. I use emotive language. Well, I said we're arguing back and forth.
Let's have a conversation.
When we have a conversation? I thought we were having a conversation.
Let's go.
When I am arguing for real arguing, I start using expletives. Okay. Did I use any expletives?
No, please don't.
So when you say I'm being combative. No, but I'm trying to say, when you say I'm being combative, I can say that. right?
Yes, you are.
And nothing wrong being combative. We're going back and forth. That's why I beat you and let you answer.
No problem.
But when you trying to take advantage of
just
words-
spewing
Hold on.
misinformation.
When you say you already said that before that.
Okay.
But when you say I am now rowing back and forth, I said when I was using casual words, you're going back and forth in terms. It wasn't a
We only got a few
combative
minutes
thing.
left, man. Let's go.
Yeah, but I'm trying to correct you.
Let's go.
But no, I'm trying to correct you.
Correct me.
My point is, we was going back and forth.
Yeah, okay.
It was a communication.
All right.
I used the word route read with you, but you make it seem that I was being combative and not
You were.
answering him. And if I was,
You were. Even your co-host had to walk.
I mean, she was walking out. She's getting mad and trying to mash up things.
So
all the
you all
time.
understand each other?
We understand each other.
Okay, no
We don't
problem.
get mad.
All right, let's go, man.
But let's go to the next caller. Guardian Radio AM. Let's go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Newry.
Good morning. How you doing?
Everything cool, thank God for life as usual. You're beating up your cousin, eh?
Yeah, sometimes she gotta get beat up. Sometimes she forget whose show this is. This is her show. Her show was the hour before. Then she gotta be paused. And then like how I she's allowed me to speak and I be quiet sometimes, I be here for a whole hour, and then I speak. She gotta do it sometimes. You can't control both shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't control both shows. That's why I take the horn back from her.
But you can't play with teacher like that, boy.
But sometimes she gotta yield. When she say when I didn't tell her yield, woman, so I had to take the whole mic.
No referee for this one.
No, I took the whole mic.
You want to deal with your cousin?
Yes.
But I respect, with all joke aside, respect to the great Freddie Munn Jr. And I wonder, he talked about the $7 million. I hear the government say they're getting $30 million and maybe $7-point-something million they're supposed to must invest in. Listen to me, I have the attitude or I have the belief that the government isn't doing enough. I wish they can do more than what they are doing.
We agree, but I'm saying that if there's some money there, go get it.
No, listen, they got to find the money out. They're finding for the foreign investors. Listen, they put the red carpet down, not a bunch of red tape. Red carpet.
And I appreciate that. But I say if there's money there, go get it. And you can complain at the same time while you go and get the money. But don't just stand there and say, mad, I ain't taking the money.
You know they can't force the government to pass the money. They go out and get the money, but the government ain't giving them the money.
I understand.
I just saying, and I don't know, not directly to Mr. Munnins, but I understand the COI, the coalition. They are talking, but investing in behemoths like this, like putting down the red carpet for.
Yes, I heard the $100,000 for each Bahamian.
No, not the 100,000. They're talking about millions. Listen to me. They need to respect people like Freddie Munn. Them. He just your cousin who you beating up now. He just representing thousands of Bahamians just like that.
But let me speak another 5 minutes so I go to the next column.
Keep up the good work.
Go ahead, Mr. Munnings.
Yes, sir. I mean, I'm here. You're going to ask me a question, or you just want me to give information? I was referring you to the memorandum of understanding that was signed, and let me tell the public who signed it so that they can understand to it. The Honorable Philip Brave Davis was the signatory. The Honorable Frederick Mitchell was a signatory. Obie Ferguson was a signatory. Tyrone Morris was a signatory. Bernard Evans was a signatory. And Paul Maynard, who was supposed to sign it, refused to sign it, but it was signed in his stead by Mr. Woods. Those were the union representatives. So my point to you, sir, this was an agreement that was signed by the then opposition PLP, who is now in government, and they made some commitments to us.
The opposition.
They're not living up.
So what you
when
want?
they
what
are
you,
government.
So now that you have that
I've
paper,
already. I've read the one to you,
yes,
right?
but I said now that you have
we
that
want
paper,
to establish.
yes, but I said now that you have that paper,
yes, sir.
And if the government doesn't do any of those things, what do you do?
Well, then we know how to deal with the government, because the government signed this as an incentive.
No, the government didn't sign that. The opposition signed that.
Well, the now Prime Minister signed it.
He's an individual.
I see. And Fred Mitchell, another individual.
Individual.
But to hear what it says, though, the parties, and who were the parties? I named the parties up front, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they said the parties agree to ensure that national health insurance is fully implemented for all citizens and residents of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, including hospitalization and catastrophic care. Has that been done? The answer is no. Let me finish, sir.
Mm-hmm.
The parties agree to work toward enactment of a living wage. Are we moving in that direction? I must say
I don't believe the Bahamas can afford a living
There's some
wage.
moving in that direction.
But let me go.
I'm
Have
being
you
fair.
met? Have you met with the Orange Economy Unit yet?
Oh, I was a part.
This current Orange Economy Unit you met with?
Oh, not the one that had.
Let me ask the question.
Yes.
Have you met with the Orange Economy Unit yet?
I have not, because I've not been invited. How do I meet with them?
No, man, they're being advertised and asked people
Have
to
they
send-
invited
They
you?
invite the whole.
Have you met with them?
Well, I see the invitation
Have
on.
you met with them?
Because I wasn't interested. I
You didn't
see-
meet with them?
I, like,
You
again,
said you were
hold on.
creative.
Yes.
You didn't meet with them?
I publish my own books. I
All
do
right,
my
so
own place. Hold on.
Who
Let
am I
me-
supposed to meet with? Who's in charge of it?
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Online.
Yeah.
On Facebook.
Right.
There's an advertisement saying, please send in your information to.
Who is the chair?
The chair, but I saw Angelique.
McKay?
Angelique.
She's the chair?
She was sharing
I
the
will
information.
call her shortly after
Yes,
this meeting.
it was a whole
I know her very
advertisement
well.
and promotion online.
Never
And I said,
heard of it.
How come you don't know about these things?
Because
Let's
I
go to the
don't.
caller. Let's go through
I'm
the
telling
caller.
you I
step.
don't.
Go ahead, caller. Guardian Radio AM. Producer Patrick, call it through. Go ahead, caller. Sorry. Doing well, man.
Listen, Mr. Newry, honestly, I feel like you're being very disrespectful to Mr. Money.
No, man. That's my cousin. This is how we. No, let's stop it. Hold on. I speak aggressively. Before Mr. Mullings come on the show, I preempt him and tell him how I can ask him this question. Did I do that, Mr. Mullings?
You did.
Okay. I said.
And I told you to be as aggressive as you want,
And
but
I
you gotta
said,
be
Mr.
factual.
Mullings, I disagree with everything you stand for, what you do. Did I say that?
Why you
earlier?
invite me here?
No, to have the conversation.
I see. Just to disagree with me?
No, I let you speak and I go back and forth.
Okay.
I'm saying you're supposed to plug yourself into the system.
I see.
To make whatever you want come in.
And kowtow.
I don't know. But
I have another word for it.
I say
I wouldn't
that
use it on
at
air.
this present time, you have yet to
You
plug
want me to
yourself
kowtow. That's what
in
I'm asking you.
Any of the systems.
You said to
This
me
is
off
my-
air something.
this
I'm
is-
asking you,
No,
should
no,
I
and said,
kowtow?
no, you don't have to kowtow. I just said you need to plug yourself into. So you know what? All kind of businesses are opening, looking for Bahamian acts.
I see.
And I'm not saying that Bahamians are plugging themselves in the system
Where
so
are
they
they?
can make them. No, they.
Give me an example.
You mentioned.
Yeah.
You mentioned that they have the entertainment club at Bahama. They have about
John Baptiste Club.
They have
Jazz
about,
Club.
They have 8 to 10 bands, Bahamian bands, who play inside the regular.
Do you know that I was one of those bands who initiated, who opened
The John Baptiste?
No. Who
Are we talking about John Baptiste
no,
now?
but let me explain, sir.
Go ahead.
I was one of the people who helped to open the entertainment at Bahama in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
We worked there for 7 years, very successfully. When they were making the transition, I asked the question, can we be involved with the process of the transition? We were told by the executive CEO there, Mr. Davis, that we would be a part of the process. We were, and we did exactly what they asked us to do, which to put together numerous formats of entertainment, et cetera, and then they ended up opening a facility called the John Baptiste Jazz Club,
Because that's what they wanted.
which we did not recommend at all. And then they're using iconic figures like Freddie Munnings, like Peanuts Taylor, and other creators to promote a foreign concept of genre. I oppose it. I oppose it strongly. And as a result of that, I resigned.
This is where I would
So
say.
my point is, no, let me make my point.
Go ahead.
I'm on principle.
Yeah.
You do not use the heritage of my father to promote a foreign entity which he did not approve of and tell me that that's okay with me. It has proved my point. I resigned. I'm telling you what I did.
The
Now,
hotel is
let me
a
continue.
private company.
Let me continue,
They
sir.
have a private narrative.
And they have their right to.
And they have a right to do what
But
they
they
did.
don't have a right to take Bahamian concession money into terms of billions of dollars and continuously promote foreign entities and do not include Bahamians in the process.
What about the 10 bands?
They don't have that.
We don't believe the 10
I'm
bands
gonna-
there? There's no Bahamians there?
Because
Let's go to the caller and go get your page. Go ahead, caller. Guardian Radio AM.
Okay.
Go ahead, caller. Guardian Radio AM.
Hi, good day. How are y'all doing?
I'm always good, man.
Oh, okay. Mr. Money,
Yes, ma'am.
I want to really congratulate you on behalf of your father, who was a pioneer.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay?
Thank you.
Pioneer
Yes, ma'am.
in good Bahamian music.
Thank you.
I was, this is a short story. I lived to Hutchison Street, you know, in Nassau Street and Ponciana Drive.
I know the area. Yes, ma'am.
Right. Right where a bank is now.
Not far from the
Right?
Cattonfield
I
site.
live- my people live right on the side there. It had the chat in the fiddle
Yes, ma'am.
was where that bank is.
That's right.
And let me tell you something, the music
Yes, ma'am.
up to this day.
Yes,
I don't care. You bring Ira Store, bring Funky DKB, and nobody had music. like back in the day.
Thank you,
And
ma'am.
we have to thank your father for something like that.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
always remember it.
Thank you, thank
That's
you.
the type of music what I love to hear. They need to bring it, even if you redo it, like how what's his name? With Eternal Love. With
Yes,
Leon
ma'am. Yes,
Taylor.
Leon Taylor. Yes, from the
Yeah,
Roosters.
and,
Yes,
what is his name? Heel.
and people like Wendell Stewart and
Yes.
yes, ma'am.
Bring
I do
them
understand what
back.
you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
we used to
now
have that,
it's
as you know.
Now I can say this and I go on.
Yes, ma'am.
But it's my opinion. You know what killed? What killed that over the hill industry?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you see that government change in 1967, 68, and
Yes.
they took that. Listen, it was the UBP. Now, like I say, I go in now because it can get controversial. But it was the UBP who allowed, a lot of the inner city, what we call the inner city now, but it was here, there, and anywhere. But let me tell you what they can do. That area east of Bay Street now,
Yes, ma'am.
what was dilapidated,
Yes, ma'am.
bring that, and who like it or don't like it, but bring the tourists. That's what tourists are like. Turn that whole area into a replica of before that 1968 when everybody going. Okay, in my opinion, that's what I'm thinking. Bring on them old music. And like I say again, listen, and please stop disrespecting this man on today here, because his daddy was a pirate.
Yes.
I do agree with you to some degree. I would only like to recommend, yes, we need to revitalize Bay Street, but we also need to revitalize Over the Hill. See, that's where we are, over the hill, and we can do that if we have the will of the government to do it.
I said the government willing to do that. I just said you're not willing to spend the money. That's what you're saying. This text
that's your
says,
opinion,
"Good day,
sir.
great show. I listened to Mr. Freddie, and what I took from it is Bohemians hurted the nightclub argument by Mr. Munnings first. Musician went to the hotels for better. 2, the Prime Minister went to the hotels by choice. Now, over town, there are no many clubs that is catering to whoever. But I would love to see Bohemians get a big piece of the industry cake." What about the farm? You know about the farm?
Oh, the farm is fantastic.
How come the farm people ain't complaining?
What you mean they're not complaining?
Are they complaining?
I'm not saying that they're not complaining.
I'm asking if they complain.
But there's only one. You mentioned the farm. I know the farm. They periodically, once in a while, have entertainment out there.
Yeah.
That's not on a regular basis.
Is there any place in New Providence that is competing
on a regular basis?
On a regular basis?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
That's providing the level of quote Bohemian.
And what type of entertainment do you
I'm
want the
talking
hotels?
culture. The hotel?
And not necessarily the hotels.
I would recommend, if I had my will, then hotels would not be allowed to have any nightclubs in the hotels.
The hotels, and then the cruise ships too. Close them down. And
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The
And
nightclubs.
and just have Bohemian music there.
What I'm suggesting, as in New Orleans, which I know very well, there are no entertainment in the hotels. You got to go on Bourbon Street. You got to go on St. Charles Street, outside of the
Is
hotel
it because
for the
of the
experience.
product? Is it because of the product the
large
hotels
measure?
found that they couldn't compete with the product, so therefore they say, "Man, I can't open it." Is that it?
No. It's because that they are incentivized, just like I've been saying, for the government to do. If the government will create an entertainment encouragement act, I guarantee you.
And you want the foreigners pay for it?
What do you mean, foreigners?
Who can pay for it?
No. Incentivize us by simply doing one of the things I suggested.
Yes.
If you, for example, let's just take 30 seconds to listen to this concept. I allow you, as a businessman, to write off some of your outstanding real property tax, which I understand is in the millions. Collectively.
The government sells a lot of property
So the
now.
government now would say to invest in the nightclub specific industry now, the entertainment cultural industries, you could write off 1 for 2. You invest 1, you write off 2. All right, that will incentivize certain businesses to invest in the nightclub industry, correct? You wouldn't think so? Yes. When I do that, let's say I hire 100 people in my place, like Penis Taylor used to have a show where he had at least 20, 30 people in the show. In addition to that, he hired 30, 40 people, waitresses, etc. Then those persons making that money, they would buy gas, they would pay national insurance, they would do all the other things they do, and that money will come back to the government tenfold in taxes.
Let's go to this caller.
That don't make sense?
I see.
You must agree that
you're
makes
just
sense.
moving money back and forth. Just pay your taxes. That's how I say pay your taxes and get chicken.
Okay, my bad.
Is it 12 o'clock?
You're being totally ignorant.
No, I just disagree with you. This is why.
Ignorant in your conceptual agreement.
And perhaps I just need my idea would work better.
You're saying money back and forth. I'm
I'm
saying you're
just saying-
incentivizing an industry to grow so that you can hire people.
If you pay your taxes, you need to get no tax back.
So
They pay.
tell the foreigners to pay their taxes.
They pay the taxes. Which
No,
one?
they get exempted.
Give me which one is exempted from paying tax?
Bahama.
You saying Bahama and Atlantis is exempted from paying taxes?
You don't know what you're talking about.
I just said. You just said.
Yes, they do.
And I listening.
Yes, they are.
I have it on record that
Yes,
you say
they
that.
are.
People who pay light bill.
My brother,
Guardian
they are
Radio AM
exempted
with
from certain taxes.
Like what? Like what?
Many of which I just explained to you.
Like what?
They don't pay duty on certain equipment and materials.
You negotiate that. We won't pay no duties on. I mean, even as a charity, you could get that exempted. Guardian Radio AM with C.A. Newry. Have a wonderful day.
Fake friends who pretend they love you. I don't need no fake friend, no fake friend.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.